50 tickets. They're being sold right now. We're going to be transferring things back downstairs to our good friend Cody Early and the Crate Racing USA team.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Joe. Indeed, we get ready for 4 Chevrolet Performance Heat Races. Race fans, going to welcome you to Swainsboro Raceway as it is night 1 of the Turkey 100. Thank you so much for being with us here this evening. Thanks for enjoying the first of 2 action-packed nights wherever you are watching around the world on Crate Racing USA TV, or if you are here in attendance, thanks for spending your Friday night with us and enjoying the Burro Racing Dixie style here at Swainsboro Raceway in the traditional Thanksgiving tradition of the Turkey 100. Thanks so much for being with us. We are ready to rock and roll in what is Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. Top 4 cars will transfer into the main event. Here is how they will line up. On the front row out of Dublin, Georgia in the 21, it's Pearson Lee Williams. Tis outside out of Powder Springs, Georgia. It'll be the 87 of Jake Rainey. Row number 2, it'll be Gaffney, South Carolina's Leighton Sullivan in the 2. Tis outside the 2020 Series champion out of Hawkinsville, Georgia. It's Will Harrington. Row 3 out of Austinville, Virginia, the 19 of Matthew Porter. And his outside out of Twin City, Georgia, the 9 of Ches Chester. Row number 4 out of Dublin, Georgia, it'll be the 16 of Caleb Gay. And his outside in the 44 out of Blackshear, Georgia, it's Cam Boyd. Row number 5 out of North Augusta, South Carolina, the 42, the White Knight Clay Knight. Tis outside of the Statesboro, Georgia, the 00 of Ryan Brown. And your final starter in the 28 out of Kite, Georgia, it's the Hurricane, Henry Carter. Henry Carter will roll off in the final 11th starting spot. Top 4 cars will transfer to tonight's main event. Race fans, if you're joining us live on the Facebook and the YouTube, thanks for being with us tonight. We hope that you will join us the rest of the evening. Get that subscription. Hey, CrateRacingUSA.tv. That's CrateRacingUSA.tv. Get that subscription and join us for the rest of the weekend here at Swainsboro. 1 to go being given by our flagman. Next time by, it's time to light the fuse. Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1.
What you think about when you're born into a fire?
Here we go with our first of 4 Chevrolet Performance Heat Races. Top 4 cars from each make it into tonight's main event. It's Pearson Lee Williams and it's Jake Rainey into the Matman Design Start Zone. Heat Race number 1 is green. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. Pearson Lee Williams will have the advantage. Oh, they're 3 wide for 5th on back. Jake Rainey's going to get whooped out of that, and around goes the 16 of Caleb Gay. And we went all that for naught. Yellow flag's going to come out. The Wheeling Engineering caution lights will come out, and lap number 1 will be halted. Well, I tell you what, that's going to benefit Jake Rainey because he got just completely whopped out of that front row, and he went backwards in a hurry. Caleb Gay is the car that goes around. Caution flag number 1 will fly. So here's your Crate Racing USA TV replay. Caleb Gay way back here on the bottom. You see him and Ches Chester going to get together, and just around goes the 16. Well, if there was contact, there wasn't much. Possibly, if we got time, we'll see if maybe we can get that one more time. We'll holler at John in the production truck, see if he'll give us one more look at that. If there was some contact between Ches Chester and Caleb Gay, there was not a lot coming off of turn 2. Here's your Crate Racing USA TV replay. 16 on the bottom is Caleb Gay. The white 9 out there is Ches Chester. And I'm looking. Yeah, there might have been some contact, but, man, it wasn't much. Was not much at all. Shout out to John Shields running the production, Jesse Porter, and Scott McAllister. They are the Frozen 2 up on top of the grandstand over here on the front side. Jealous of that big heater that's just to their left, about the size of a jumbo jet. So Caleb Gay gets turned back around. Unofficially, no laps in the books, so still 10 on the board. Top 4 cars will transfer. Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. Thanks for watching wherever you're watching around the world on the Crate Racing USA TV Facebook page. Thanks for being with us here at the Burro. And we are patiently waiting to get the lineup set back up. Caleb Gay is now taking a right-hand turn, and the 16 will leave the racing surface. And they are stacking up like we were getting ready to come back to green, and the Wheeling Engineering caution lights are still on around the racetrack. And now Jake Rainey has brought the 87 to a stop on the front straightaway. Jake Rainey on the outside of the front row of this thing. Or at least scheduled to be on the outside of the front row. The Powder Springs, Georgia driver made his 70th career start last weekend at Needmore Speedway in his career. 14 top fives, 26 top tens in his career. Of course, the one win came back on April the 23rd of 2022 at Talladega. And Jake continues to sit on the front straightaway. I don't know if maybe the receiver might have went dead. It's cold, so that is a good possibility. As we sit here and await Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. I want to remind you, race fans, of course, we'll crown a champion tomorrow night. The 15th different champion in the 21 years, the rich history of the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series will be crowned tomorrow night. 56 points separate the top two coming in. Jeremy Steele so far has been perfect tonight. Fastest overall in My Race Pass Fantasy Racing Hot Laps. He was fastest in Bama Sheds and Pole Barns pole qualifying. He will start on the pole of Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 4 with a chance to have the pole coming up tomorrow evening. So Jake Rainey sorts his way back through the field. He'll get to the outside of Pearson Lee Williams. I would just about bet the wheel and engine caution lights around the Swainsboro Raceway will be extinguished, and we will go 1 to go. Indeed, we will. So 1 to go being given. We'll try to come back to green next time by. Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1, still 10 laps in the books. Top 4 cars will transfer. Only 1 car has exited, and that was the 16 of Caleb Gay. He was the only one that has left out here in Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. We'll come back to the Matman Design start zone. We will try to get the first of 4 Chevrolet Performance Heat Races at Swainsboro Raceway underway. Pearson Lee Williams, Jake Rainey will lead us off turn 4. We're underway. Much better start for Rainey. Rainey's on the inside. He will hold that second spot. Will Harrington's going to come to the outside of Leighton Sullivan. Will Harrington's going to blast past the Rambo number 2 to third. Leighton Sullivan digs back on the bottom. Side by side for third. Lap 1, Pearson. No, and we got a mess at the back of the field. They're going to straighten it out. We'll see if we stay green. That was Cam Boyd and Chester involved, and the wheel and engineering caution lights have come out. We'll see if we take lap number 1. Pearson, Lee, Jake, and Leighton were across, and Chester is stalled on the front straightaway. I did not see him from my initial angle in the booth. Man, and there is some nose damage to the 19P of Matthew Porter, the Virginia driver. He's got some heavy sheet metal damage to the right, and actually the right front is curled, or you see that fender was curled underneath the right front tire. He has no control of the front of that race car. He's going to know that when he picks up the throttle down here in turn 1. Here's your Crate Racing USA TV replay. Here we go. Cam Boyd in the black 44, 3 wide. Clay Knight on the bottom. He let out of it. Here comes Porter in the red, 19 in there, just a little too hot. Got Chester. Boy, it is a good thing that Chester's car kind of stalled where it was at, because it was at a bad angle. Looked like that thing very well could have caught, dug in, and maybe flipped over. But luckily it slid its way through, and we go back under yellow. 1 lap officially complete. There is 9 to go. Pearson, Lee Williams, Jake Rainey, Leighton Sullivan, Will Harrington, Clay Knight now your top 5. Only the top 4 will transfer. First of 4 Chevrolet Performance Heat Races here tonight at Swainsboro Raceway. Thank you for being with us. 4th all-time visit for the series here at Swainsboro. The very first came back on August the 5th of 2023. Cody Overton won that event. Last year, of course, right here, the Turkey 100. Brandon Overton won that one. And then we returned here in May, where Jeremy Steele picked up the Pine Tree 100. Here to the always exciting 3/8 Gumbo Flat Oval here in Swainsboro, Georgia. So struggle to get this one going, and Jake Rainey has pulled back to the turn 4, I guess you could say, official. I don't know if he's still dealing with a receiver issue, maybe. I don't know. I thought maybe they would have swapped that out. But we will see indeed. Pearson Lee Williams led the initial first lap. So 3 more Chevrolet Performance Heat Races to go, of course, as we filter our way through as we make our way through Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. Hey, we are closing in on the end of the 2025 season. If you've not gotten your tickets for the banquet, hey, you need to do so. It's going to be at the beautiful Great Wolf Lodge in LaGrange, Georgia. It'll be a night that we honor our weekly division, our 2 touring series, and, of course, the Bob Cross Lifetime Achievement Award and the 2025 Promoter of the Year Award. You can go to CrateRacingUSA.com. That's CrateRacingUSA.com. Make sure you get your tickets. The deadline to do so is December the 9th. Reserve your rooms and join us January 9th through the 10th in LaGrange, Georgia at the beautiful Great Wolf Lodge for the 2025 Crate Racing USA banquet. Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1 getting ready to rock and roll, or at least get back underway. So now it will be Pearson Lee Williams who will control that front row to himself with the Dixie double file. Jake Rainey will now have Mr. Excitement. Will Harrington to his outside, and we are coming to green. Chester's going to pick up the throttle. We're coming back to the Batman Design restart zone. We're underway. Never mind, it's Leighton Sullivan to the outside of Jake Rainey. Behind him is Will Harrington. Down into 1 and 2 they go. Leighton Sullivan's going to go way up the racetrack. Jake Rainey's going to hunt the bottom. Rainey's going to have that spot. Leighton Sullivan's going to come back. He'll look to the inside, side by side for second contact down in 3 and 4. They're both going to go up the racetrack. Sullivan's going to hang on to it. Jake Rainey's not going to let it go. Here comes Will Harrington. 3 cars fighting right now for second. All 3 of them are in right now. Harrington, Rainey, contact. Back down the back straight away they go. Jake Rainey looks back to the inside of Will Harrington. Harrington's going to hold the spot for now. Jake Rainey will try to get the bottom of the racetrack going. Rainey, he's got to keep this in mind. He's in the final transfer spot right now. Cam Boyd is on the outside looking in behind him. 7 to go here in Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. There you see PLW, Pearson Lee Williams, holding fort right now. He'll put lap number 4 on the board. A good distance back to Leighton Sullivan for PLW. Here's that battle still for the transfer spot. Now Jake Rainey's getting ready to get busy. Here comes Cam Boyd in the 44. So Cam, he's starting to put the pressure on the 87. Rainey had a good qualifying effort. Now he's got to try to hang on as we're halfway home. 5 in and 5 to go. Rainey puts the pressure on Will Harrington. That's a fight for third. 2 of them will make it. 1 of them will not. Out of turn 4, Cam Boyd's going to slide over the nose of the 87, and the 44 goes to P4. Cam Boyd's going to take the final transfer spot. Takes it away from Jake Rainey right now. Can Cam Boyd run down Will Harrington? We'll see. 3 laps to go. Pearson Lee Williams still out front. Easy does it. About a half a straightaway back to Leighton Sullivan. This is the best battle on the racetrack right now. Will Harrington holding third. Cam Boyd in the final transfer spot. Jake Rainey there on the right side of your screen. First car on the outside looking in. There is Pearson Lee Williams down the back straightaway. He goes, and the Wheeling Engineering caution lights come back on. And it looks like down in turn number 4 is that Clay Knight. It is. Clay Knight and Chester have found that humongous Ute tire just past the Matman Design restart zone. Clay Knight's going to get the 42 turned around. Of course, still rocking the throwback to his dad, Ken Knight. Chester's Funometer has pegged out here in Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. Oh, never mind. Jess is going to come back. That was Matthew Porter who left the racetrack. Clay Knight sets up at the top of turn 4. Series officials up there looking at what might be going on with the 42. Crate Racing USA TV replay going to be coming your way. This is from the speed shot off turn 4. Here comes Clay Knight. He gets tight, and boy, Chester said, hey, the door was open. I was going for it. 1 U tire, 2 U tires, bam. Double whammy. Bonus points out of turn 4. You know, they always say if the drivers want those U-tires moved, they'll move them eventually, somehow, some way. And indeed, we moved 2 of them right then. And I am seeing Leighton Sullivan down here in turn 4. We'll see if we can get a closer look at that. And he's going to pull away. Looked like series and track officials had the number 2 car. I don't know if they were looking at something possibly for the 2, but he's going to pull away. He's got some sheet metal damage on. Oh, and look at the left front nose. I did not see that a minute ago. I wonder if he possibly caught one of those U tires. Look at the left front nose of the Leighton Sullivan number 2. It doesn't look like it's curled underneath that left front tire, so he may be okay. But needless to say, your second place running car has some interesting sheet metal damage. Well, this will give Jake Rainey maybe a shot here to get back in this. Just looking around the racetrack, looks like everything is good. We'll see if we go back to 1 to go. We will. So 8 are in the books. 8 laps complete, 2 to go. Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. 3 more to go. Race fans, if you're watching with us on Crate Racing USA TV, welcome to Swainsboro Turkey 100 weekend. Hope you join us tomorrow if you got plans. If you don't have plans, come join us tomorrow. Mattman Design Restart Zone. Pearson Lee Williams has led them all so far. Leighton Sullivan, Will Harrington, new challenge behind him. Harrington's going to take second. Harrington will look to the inside. Can't get nothing done in 1 and 2. Leighton Sullivan will have third. Battle for the transfer spot. Jake Rainey now looks to the outside of Cam Boyd. Jake Rainey's going to sling it in there on the outside. They're side by side. Final transfer spot coming to the white flag. Cam Boyd's going to get underneath Leighton Sullivan. Cam Boyd to the inside of the 2. Sullivan's having trouble hanging on to the bottom. Can Jake Rainey get the final transfer spot? There's the gaggle. Jake Rainey in the 87, the first car on the outside looking in. Out of turn number 4, though, it is Pearson Lee Williams. Checker flag. He wins Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. Final transfer spot. Give it to Leighton Sullivan. Woo! Boy, that got interesting off of turn number 4. But there you see your winner of Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. It will be the driver out of Dublin, Georgia in the Dunaway CVR, Williams Body Shop, Winland Development, Penske Shocks, Finish Line Electric, Heartland EMS, Base Race Fuels, number 21. It is Pearson Lee Williams. He will lead the way in a very entertaining Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 1. That one had just about everything you could possibly want, or everything possibly you wouldn't want in a heat race mixed in. We'll see if we can do better with Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 2. Here is how they will line up. This should be a doozy. On the front row, currently second in the points out of Pine Mountain Valley, Georgia, it will be the 92 of Joseph Brown. To his outside out of Phoenix City, Alabama, last year and 2-time defending champion, it's Jimmy Thomas out of Phoenix City, Alabama. Row number 3 out of Salisbury, North Carolina, it'll be the 5 of Kit Quick Colby Quick. And to his outside out of Clay Hill, Florida, the 515 of Bubba Rolling. Row number 3 out of Eatonton, Georgia, it'll be the 22 of Griffin Smith. And to his outside out of Alma, Georgia, it's the 4 of Trey Davis. Row number 4, a former winner of the Turkey 100 out of Lincolnton, North Carolina, the 1 of Carson Ferguson. And to his outside out of McIntyre, Georgia, the 24 of Austin Bloodworth. Row number 5 out of Savannah, Georgia, actually a pair of Savannah, Georgia drivers. It'll be the 00 of Robbie Cowart. And the 44 of Eddie Morris out of Savannah, Georgia, starting 10th. And your final starter, it will be the 18 of Austin Yarborough. There you have it. Those are your 11 starters that will make up Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 2. There you see the man that comes in number 2 in the points, 56 points out from Jeremy Steele. Trying to keep in track, trying to stay in tow just in case there is some bad luck tomorrow. Joseph's going to start on the inside of another points regular. Jimmy Thomas comes into the ninth, 5th in the points, 130 points back. Actually within striking distance of Colton Herbert for 4th, but we'll see how it pans out. Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 2 will slowly pace its way to the Mattman Design start zone. Here we go. 4 more. Make it to the big show. We are underway. Joseph Brown will have the lead. Jimmy Thomas will follow him in line. Down into turns 1 and 2. Colby Quick takes the bottom away. Thomas will get a run on the outside, side by side for second. Thomas will make the move. He'll take the second spot away. Can he get down in front of the 5? Off turn 4, Joseph Brown leads 1. Battle for the second spot. Give it to Thomas. Jimmy Thomas in the Scorpion House car will take that second spot. Bubba Rolling's going to hold the 4th and final transfer spot. We've wadded him up behind in turn number 2. Trey Davis went off of the nose to the 00, and that's going to bring out the yellow. Yellow flag comes out in turn 2 as Trey Davis takes the 4 car around for a 360. That was right there at the 00, and he might show some displeasurement. We'll see. And he will not. Trey Davis will turn it back around. Here's your Crate Racing USA TV replay. There's the 4 of Davis in hot on the 22. And, well, there's no really reason to be mad at the 00. I don't know that Robbie Cowart would have went in there. Poor Austin Yarborough, wow. Yarborough got on the binders and missed that one. So the yellow flag has came out, and we're getting ready to go back to work. Back to the Batman Design restart zone. 1 lap officially in the books. Joseph Brown led it. We're back underway. Jimmy Thomas will have the bottom going into 1 and 2. Colby Quick will get to the outside. Drag race off turn number 2. We'll see if anything comes of it down the back straightaway. Quick's going to have the advantage into 3. And he got in the muck. Quick goes up the racetrack. Going to give maybe that 3rd spot to Bubba Rolling. Rolling couldn't capitalize. Rolling still working on the 5. So far, nothing. Everybody's on the bottom of the racetrack right now except for in the back of the field. Austin Yarborough's making all kinds of crazy moves. Yeah, Austin Yarborough there in the 18th, past 3 cars coming off of turn 2. Oh, and trouble for Griffin Smith. He's got some heavy nose damage in turn number 4. And the wheel and engineering caution lights come on. I don't know if he had to have hit the U-tire at some point. I mean, he has absolutely destroyed the nose of that 22. And that is with 7 laps to go. The Eaton and Georgia driver, 2-time Red Clay Series winner. And he has torn up the nose of that 22. And we are coming back to the Batman Design restart zone. We're coming back to green. Back underway we go. Colby Quick now. He will get past Jimmy Thomas on that initial start. Thomas is going to go 3rd in line. And here comes, shot like a cannon, here comes Carson Ferguson. Where did he come from the back of the field? Ferguson's got the top side reeling, a former Turkey 100 winner, all the way up to 3rd on that run. Well, he got tight. Oh, man, it was going until it was gone, and boy, did it go away in a hurry on the top side of turns 1 and 2. He got up there in the loose stuff, and backwards he went. Matter of fact, he might completely fall out of the top 6. Him and Robbie Coward's going at it. That's for 6th and 7th. Still out front, it's Joseph Brown. Carson Ferguson just trying to get the top side of this racetrack racy. Everybody's content to work on the bottom. Here's a side-by-side battle. Bloodworth and Coward. Bloodworth trying to hold suit on the top. Here comes Carson Ferguson again. Of course, Carson jumping into the crate ranks this weekend, the 2-time Sprint Nationals champion. Normally in that Donna and Gina Bradshaw owned number 93. Right now he's working the crate late model this weekend, trying to get him another Turkey 100. Right now he's trying to get in the show. There's the guy that's leading the way, though. What a year it's been for Joseph. Picked up his first ever Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series win last fall when he won at Needmore. He won the early bird for the 4th time last year. And this year he's put 4 more wins, technically 5. One of them was a non-points race, but he'll come in here tonight and do what he needs to do. He'll pick up the win in Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 2. Pine Mountain Valley, Georgia's Joseph Brown is in the show. Colby Quick will join him. Jimmy Thomas and Bubba Rolling will take up the top 4 spots, and they will get in the show with Austin Bloodworth, Carson Ferguson, and Robbie Cowart being the first ones on the outside looking in. There you see it, the driver out of Pine Mountain Valley, Georgia. 2nd in the points coming in, the Bobby Thomas Racing Engines. Rocket by Coondog, Cadillac Ranch, Scotty's Muffler and Brake, Hair Logging, number 92, Joseph Brown. He will put himself in the show by winning Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 2. So 2 now in the books, halfway home in our Chevrolet Performance Heat Races. 2 more to go. We'll get ready to rock and roll into Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 3, and here is how they will line up for our 3rd heat race. On the front row out of Lenoir City, Tennessee, the 22, it's Matt Henderson. Tis outside out of Manning, South Carolina, the 228 of William Russell. Row number 2 out of Swainsboro, Georgia, the 27 of Ben Fairclough. And his outside out of Moultrie, Georgia, the 97, that's Ty Giles. Row number 3 at Locust Grove, Georgia, the 611 of Colton Herbert. And his outside the little head knocker out of Union, South Carolina, the G4, it's Trent Ivey. Row number 4 out of Lancaster, South Carolina, it'll be the 24 of Michael Brown. And his outside out of Nicholson, Georgia, the 11 of John Harrison. Row number 5 out of Lincoln, North Carolina, the 44 of John Ruggiero Jr. And Brad Basie in the 452 out of Augusta, Georgia, rolls off 10th. And your final starter is set to be from Fort Deposit, Alabama, the 6 of Dalton Hood. Those are the 11 cars that make up Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 3. 4 more cars will transfer. Race fans, if you're watching on the Crate Racing USA TV Facebook page, welcome to Swainsboro. We are glad that you're with us here. Make sure you get that subscription. Go to CrateRacingUSA.tv, CrateRacingUSA.tv, and lock yourself in. Once again, if you have not gotten your Crate Racing USA banquet tickets, you need to do so. The deadline is December the 9th. We would like for you to join us. Hey, if you're in the top 10 in the national points, the touring divisions, we want you to be with us coming up January 9th and 10th. And by the way, I mentioned to shout this out too. Also, the Southeastern Promoters Workshop and Tech Seminar presented by My Race Pass and Speed Sport TV. January the 9th, it's absolutely free if you're an announcer, a promoter, a track owner. If you want to be in the broadcasting side of things, it's absolutely free for you to join us, and make sure you do so. That is the Taste of RPM Promoters Workshop, and then, of course, the banquet, January 9th and 10th in LaGrange, Georgia at the Great Wolf Lodge. All right, 2 in the books. Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 3 will be coming your way right now. Matt Henderson on the front row along with William Russell. We'll see how this one will shape up. Green flag out of that man design start zone. It will be Henderson to get the big jump in. Faircloth inside of Russell. Oh, and Ty Giles is going to get stuck on the outside behind the 228. 228 gets a big run way up next to the concrete. Colton Herbert's there in the white 611. Trent Ivey trying to get through the bottom. The little head knocker door to door with Ty Giles. Boy, everywhere you look right now, something to be entertained by, especially from about third on back. Herbert's going to have the spot. Ty Giles will have the final transfer. We'll see if Russell can claw back into a transfer spot from the front row to the outside. Out of turn 4 they go. Trent Ivey's trying to get that 228 off the bottom. He will indeed going into turn 1. 2 laps in the books, 8 to go. There you see Michael Brown. He won the season opener. Feels like forever ago. The last week of March down at Needmore in the Southern Heritage Classic. Of course, awarded the win after the winner had the post-race tech inspection failed. Michael Brown picked up his first career series win way back when in March. There's John Ruggiero Jr. trying to work his way through the field. 8th right now. Remember, only taking the top 4, and there's the guy they're trying to catch. That is Matt Henderson. Last week at Needmore, he came into the weekend 3rd in the points, got involved in an incident on lap 1. When we left Needmore, he was all the way back in 6th. That was the difference from just how bad a week ago was. Matt trying to finish out the year strong. 94 career starts with the series. 7 times he's went to victory lane. Still hunting for that first Crate Racing USA Series title. And coming into the weekend, still trying to gain some valuable points. 4 laps to go. He's still out front. There you see John Ruggiero Jr. here and William Russell III, who sat on the front row. He's dropped back to 8th right now. So dropping rather quickly in this one is that 228. As the field will make its way off of turn number 4, the 11 of John Harrison has made a left-hand turn right in front of Matt. Wow. 2 to go this time. Matt Henderson will come off turn 4. The bullhorns are in the air. Final 2 times around Swainsboro. Trent Ivey, he's in the 4th and final transfer spot. He actually slipped by Ty Giles to take that 4th spot. And there you see the gap between 3rd and 4th. White flag, though, comes out now for Matt Henderson. Henderson in the 22 out of Lenore City, Tennessee, the CET Longhorn. Rusty Webb Motorsports, number 22, down into turns 3 and 4. And out of turn number 4, Matt Henderson, he will win his way through Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 3. Ben Faircloth will go 2nd. Colton Herbert 3rd, and Trent Ivey's going to race his way in. Ty Giles, Michael Brown will be the first 2 on the outside looking in. And there you see the winner of Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 3 out of Lenore City, Tennessee, the CET-powered Longhorn, RW Properties, Tennessee Shine Company, Space Race Adventures, RNW Door and Glass, CNC Specialized Washing, the number 22. That is Matt Henderson. He will pick up Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 3, and that will leave us with one final heat race to go here on Friday night for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series. And that final Chevrolet Performance Heat Race will look like this. Here's how that starting lineup will lay out for you. On the front row, he is the winner. Well, he is looking for the perfect night one here at Swainsboro. He was the winner of the Pine Tree 100 earlier this year. It's Jeremy Steele, the points leader, coming in. To his outside, a former Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series Rookie of the Year out of St. Augustine, Florida in the 515. That will be Trey Mills. Row number 2 at Statesboro, Georgia, the 71K of Jim Rogers. And to his outside out of Locust Grove, Georgia, the 24 of Peyton Stevenson. Row number 3 out of Byhalia, Mississippi. It'll be the 77 of Josh Ray. And to his outside, a former Turkey 100 winner out of Thomason, Georgia, the 2 of Little Sexy Cody Overton. Row 4 out of Statesboro, Georgia, the 55 of Ricky McLean. And to his outside, out of Baker, Florida, in the 58, it's Trent McLeod. And your final 2 starters, inside row 5 out of Statesboro, Georgia, the J1 of Joshua Bishop. And to his outside, out of Bridge City, Texas, it's the 7 of Corey Neal Jr. Those are your 10 cars that will make up Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 4. It is the final prelim of the night for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series. Race fans, make sure you remind you want to keep up with everything with the series. You can find out more at CrateRacingUSA.com. That's CrateRacingUSA.com. Also, social media, whether it's Facebook, X, Instagram, or YouTube, just type in at Crate Racing USA. Keep up with all that great information, and we'll keep you in tune with everything. One final Chevrolet Performance Heat Race to go. Coming up next, we'll have that intermission with the 50-50 drawing. We've still got Crown Vic Junior Heats, Factory Stock Heats, and the Crown Vic Pro Heats still to go here in night 1 of the Turkey 100 weekend from Swainsboro Raceway. Jeremy Steele hunting for the perfect night number 1 at Swainsboro. He needs to pick up the checkered flag here in Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 4 to do so. He will get ready to rock and roll into the Matman's start zone. Trey Mills to his outside. We are underway. Steele's going to win the drag race down into turns 1 and 2. Way up the racetrack went Cody Overton and Peyton Stevenson, and boy, it got messy behind them. Still side by side for the lead. This is where we're at right now. Trey Mills trying to get the top side to work. He will not. Lap number 1, give it to Jeremy Steele. Boy, the second half of the field, I don't know what was going on the restart, but Cody Overton has went up to the fence. There you see the 2. Oh, he got into Ricky McLean and is toward the left front off of the 2 car. Nearly ripped the door panel off that car. You see the door panel flap up on the 2 of Cody Overton. This is how important it is, though, to get into the top 4. Overton looks to the inside of the 55. Joshua Bishop right behind him. Now Overton washes up the racetrack. Him and McLean side by side. As a matter of fact, they're still out of the show, even if they do pass each other. Josh Ray has the final transfer spot. There you see the damage to the left front of Cody Overton. Overton now trying to run McLean down. McLean was actually close to Josh Ray that time. You've seen a glimpse of the Byhalia, Mississippi driver. Right there's the 77 to the left of your screen. Oh, and Cody Overton this time will halfway make the pass. Down into turns 1 and 2 they go. Next time by, 5 in, 5 to go. Overton does make the pass. Now he'll set his sights on Josh Ray. Down into turns 3 and 4 they go. Josh Ray's going to see the 2 car jump to the outside. Oh, they make contact. Cody Overton's going to get to the outside nearly. That was almost disaster on the concrete down in turns 1 and 2. And Cody Overton still passing cars. Cody just went across Jim Rogers' nose. Jim probably wondered where in the world did that 2 car come from. Cody Overton now up to 3rd. The top 2 have pulled away for now, so he's not within striking distance of Jeremy Steele or Trey Mills. But by far, Cody Overton has been the entertainment in this 4th and final Chevrolet Performance Heat Race. Started 6th, up to 3rd. They'll make their way off of turn number 4. Jeremy Steele will cross the stripe. 2 laps to go. He's coming around to get his white flag. There is Josh Ray. He's still going at it with Jim Rogers. That's the final transfer spot. Josh Ray's going to take it. The Byhalia Bullet will slip past the 71, and the white flag will come out here at Swainsboro Raceway. Jeremy Steele hunting for the perfect night 1 of what could be a championship weekend for the York, South Carolina driver. Down into turns 3 and 4. He was fastest in My Race Pass Hot Laps, Bama Shed's Pole Award, and now Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 4 goes to Jeremy Steele. He will start on the pole tomorrow night as it's Trey Mills, Cody Overton, and Josh Ray hanging on to the final 3 transfer spots. There you see the man. Could it be his weekend? Could he walk away not only with the championship, but maybe sweeping the year of events here at Swainsboro. We'll find out tomorrow. He will start from the pole. That's the driver to York, South Carolina, the Hindered Racing Engine, Longhorn by Wesley Page, XL Grading and Waterproofing, Wesley Page Racing Shocks, LJ Designs, Intense Graphics, Indoxal Art, number 22, Swainsboro Raceway. He won the Pine Tree 100 earlier this year. He sets his sights on one of those Turkey 100 trophies here this weekend. He will pick up Chevrolet Performance Heat Race number 4. And just like that, 4 Chevrolet Performance Heat Races are in the books. Race fans, if you're watching from home on the Crate Racing USA Facebook page, listen up, get that subscription, watch the rest of the action tonight, but more importantly, come back and join us tomorrow. Go to CrateRacingUSA.tv. That's CrateRacingUSA.tv and get that subscription. That's going to do it for the Rogers Dabbs Performance Parts Crate Racing USA Dirt Late Model Series Heat Races. I will get ready to send it